Hey guys, welcome to Analog Nick. This is just going to be a quick crappy video on my film camera collection. If you're also a film shooter, you've probably had a similar experience where you buy one and then you need another. Then you get like the step down, step up, the double step up, multiples of each in some cases. It's a problem. They're like super expensive and it's an addiction, and that's okay. I don't care. They're great and I like looking at them even when I'm not shooting with them. That's okay. I've had so many film cameras throughout my film photography life, and these are the ones that I've kept. These are the ones that I don't think I'll ever part with because I genuinely really love them a lot. These are the ones I love shooting with. I've had Rolleiflexes, I've had, you know, Canon 81s, Pentax K1000s. I've had a lot, and I've recycled a lot, I've traded a bunch, I've sold a bunch, and these are the ones that have kind of just stuck, so I'm gonna show them. And that's going to be the video, so enjoy it. So the first camera I'm going to talk about is the Olympus MEW2. This is my only point and shoot camera that I have, and I know I said at the beginning of the video that these are all the cameras that I'll probably never get rid of. This one might actually be the only exception to that. Not that it's a bad camera, it's a really good camera for a point and shoot. I just find the viewfinder really hard to see through for me. Other people might not have that issue, but yeah, the viewfinder is probably the worst I've ever used. It's very dark, very small, very hard to frame up. But aside from that, it is a really great camera. It's a 2.8 lens. The clamshell design is really fun. You can very comfortably throw it in your pocket and not have to worry about the lens getting damaged. But yeah, might be looking to upgrade this one in the future, but it is a really great point and shoot for to start out with. You'd probably be looking at about $200 or $300 for this right now, so maybe not, but yeah, anyway. So the next camera is the Besa R3A. This is another 35mm camera. This camera is probably my most used camera of all the ones that I have. It's just very comfortable. It does everything I need it to do. It's super solid, and I just love it. I've got the 28mm Voigtlander f2 lens on it. And this camera I actually bought off of Kyle McDougall. Kyle McDougall, if you don't know, somehow, he's also a film YouTuber. If you haven't heard of him and you're watching this for some reason, go watch him instead. He's amazing. And I saw this come up on Facebook Marketplace, and I saw that it was Kyle selling it. And I won't lie, a big part of the draw into buying it was like, oh, I get to meet Kyle, that's cool. And it was cool, he was super cool. But it was a worthwhile investment because this camera has become my most used camera in the year and a half I've had it, and yeah, so that's the Voigtlander Besa R3A. Real nice. So the next camera is also a 35mm camera, and it's the weirdest camera that I own probably. It's a Lux F8, which is a panoramic 35mm camera. And if you've seen my other video on this, you already know how it works. Basically, when you hit the shutter, the lens just swings like this and prints the image onto a wider part of the 35mm negative. It's really quirky and really weird. You can do a lot of artistic things with it, which is why I bought it. Also, Jeff Bridges, the actor, shoots with this camera exclusively, I think. He also has a photobook of images from this camera that are so cool. Highly recommend checking that out. And yeah, so definitely the most quirky, weird, fun camera that I have is the Lux F8. The next camera is my first medium format camera, is a Pentax 6.7. Not this one specifically. I bought a Pentax 6.7 from Japan about 3-4 years ago, and it came and it worked okay, but the winder was broken on it, so I only ever got 7 shots off of it instead of 10, which is kind of a bummer with how expensive film is. But then I had a friend who was getting rid of this one that used to be his dad's, and it works perfectly. He was kind enough to sell it to me for a very good price, and this is probably my most used medium format camera. It's got the 105 2.4 lens on it, which is a beautiful lens for portraits. very, very shallow for medium format, being at 2.4. And a little hard to hit to nail the focus when you're wide open on this lens, but when you do, it's something else. This camera is incredibly heavy, but it comes with this really cool wood grip handle, which is just really fun to kind of, you know, makes it a little more comfortable anyways, but it's still kind of janky to shoot with. Not really an everyday walk around camera, obviously, but still a beautiful camera. So the next medium format camera, and the last for me, is the RB67. This is the older brother of the RZ67, so this one's fully mechanical, which I like. There's less to go wrong on it, which is always a plus. I found this on Facebook Marketplace, as I do a lot of my stuff, for a really good price I couldn't say no to. And this is a really cool camera. I really like the shooting style that comes along with this. I love the viewfinder. It's so bright. It just looks cool. Again, with medium format film cameras, it is a brick. It's a little hard to walk around with. But I actually find this one a little easier to carry around than the Pentax 6.7, even with the wood grip, because just kind of, you know, side carrying it like that, I find super comfortable. Probably the thing I like most about this camera is that you can have multiple backs for it. So if you want to shoot with different film stocks on one photo walk and you have multiple backs, you can do that, which is really, really cool. And probably in my other RB67 video I mentioned this, but the one thing you want to remember with this camera is that there are two winders. That really messed me up for a while. So you got to wind the shutter and then wind the film. Otherwise you're going to double expose your film. But yeah, really, really cool camera. Definitely recommend this one. This is the Mamiya RB67. Alright, so the last camera is the large format camera. This is an Intrepid Mark II 4x5. This is actually a gift from my wife, and so is the wide Lux, now that I think about it. I married someone really cool, which is super beneficial. And so this camera is amazing. The resolution and quality from these images is absolutely crazy. And if you like the kind of slow pace of film, you're gonna love this camera because it slows you down as slow as you can go, I think. It's an incredible camera. They make these brand new in England, Intrepid does, which is awesome. You will just get the body. You'll have to find your own lens and lens holder, which is fine. Yeah, and so you have quite a few movements you can do with this camera. You can tilt the back, tilt the front, go up and down, side to side. So there's a lot of control over the focus, which again is just so fun to play with. And yeah, that's the Intrepid Mark IV. Definitely recommend this one. They run about $300–400 for the body. And again, you'll just have to find yourself your own lens. Alright, so that's the video. Thanks for watching. Thanks to my wife Lindsay for filming this. What a lady, she's great. Sorry. And yeah, so if you like film, if you like this kind of content, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, I know it's super annoying, but that would be super helpful because I want to keep this going and kind of build this channel as much as I can. And hopefully I'll have another video out sooner than like 6 months. So thanks again for watching.